Hello everyone and welcome back to Mars Gardening Kitchen. If you're new here, my name is Madi and I'm gardening in Queens, New York City. And today I'm going to be separating some of my tomato seedlings. I actually have started separating a few of them. If you watched the last video I posted, I mentioned that I was going to wash some pots so I had space to pot them. So I have washed these guys. I've planted a few things out in the garden, so I had some extra ones of those to use. Because I quickly realized when I started potting out the tomatoes, the first ones, that I didn't have enough containers. So I have potted most of my cherries and I'm still left with all of this. It doesn't even look like I touched this, but I can show you guys the my grow lights inside later, the ones I have already done it. I'm gonna go ahead and keep doing this. These guys really need to get out of here because they're getting way too big for these trays, and once I potted the first batch, I noticed that they're kind of getting a little weak and they didn't look very nice after I potted, so it is time and I need to do it now. I'm gonna do as much as I can with the containers that I have here and I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll just leave in here some of the smaller ones or something, so let's get to work. I'm actually going to sit down because I had a pretty long day today, but first, before I did that, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill all of these trays with this potting mix. And this is from Joni's Seeds. I used that to start the seeds, and the seedlings really liked it. So this is the bag. It's really good, but you do have to pay a little bit extra for shipping. So I'm not gonna buy any more. I wish I could start some of my other seeds with it, but since I'm not buying any more seeds, I'm gonna just finish this up. And hopefully it will fill all of this spots here. I'll put the tomatoes on the side. All of these holes here. I know I definitely don't have enough spots for the tomatoes that I have in there, but let's see how far I can get today. And then if I need to, I'm gonna have to get a few more containers. I only had actually enough soil to do this guy, so let's start with this and then I'll do the rest later. But I gotta get going and do as much as I can for now. So for this tray here, only one variety didn't sprout, my Blue Beauty variety. Nothing came up here, so I'm not going to have that. I'm gonna start here with a couple of these indigo roses. But I'm gonna, this is a little hard to do it. I don't know if I'm gonna do tomato starts on these again because it's like they're all attached, so it's hard to kind of flip and get it out. So I'm gonna, next year I might do a little bit different. So tomato seedlings tomato plants in general like to be planted deep. If I can, I'll make a very deep hole in here and try to put the seedling all the way there so they can grow a little stronger. So they have the ability to grow roots in their stems. So you should bury them deep like this. Where the stem is touching the soil, it's going to develop new roots, and that's going to help the plant be a little stronger. And then also, if you accidentally, if you're new to this, kind of damage the root ball when you're taking it off, like it's a little hard for me here, it's okay because they are able to recover and grow some more roots too. So obviously if you do no damage, that'll be awesome, but a little bit, it's not a problem. Some people say just a little bit of roots even already make a difference. This guy is looking nice. They're kind of starting to look purple underneath, so I think they just run out of nutrients in there. I'm gonna make a very big hole here. Put them. Yeah, this maybe I'm gonna change my mind. This pink tie-dye, because it's so big, I'm gonna put it in here. I wanted to see. I'm excited about this variety. I never really grew pink tie-dye tomatoes before. I'm gonna put some more dirt after, but I want to cover this up to here so this plant gets a bit stronger, because once they look nice all together, but once I separate them, they're looking a bit weakly. So this is one of the cats that visit my backyard, one of the feral cats in the street. Put in here. And there's another one, little smaller, in the tray that I'll just plant on that cell. This is, yeah, that didn't come with a lot of roots, so hopefully this guy will be okay. This is like really cheap, and I didn't think it was a good investment. Should invest in some sturdier ones so they would kind of hold better when I'm trying to do things like this, but I guess I learned my lesson here. There are 6 Romas. The Romas can all go in here. This is the New Yorker tomato. Oh, those are nice. These New Yorker tomatoes are supposed to be an early variety, so I'll probably plant this the others, and there's 2 plants in here. There are 2 plants in here, hope you can see. I'm just going to separate them. They kind of come off apart easily. The roots are not even bound together. I'm gonna just put them all the way down here. This one too, and I'm gonna make tags because it's getting a little messy here with my tomato game. And I really cannot tell what they are by the seedlings. I don't know if you guys always forget about labeling your things too, but last year I did pretty bad. In a few things that I did label, it washed off. Washed out, so I couldn't tell what things were until later this season when they started setting fruit. I bought this garden marker here that's supposed to stay on the whole season, so let's try it out and see how it goes. If any of you has used this, let me know how did it work for you. So I'm gonna make one more. Last video I think I was a bit scattered because I had a little harder day at work, so I just came in and wanted to be in the garden, so my brain was all over the place. But I mentioned that I wanted to put the tomatoes after repot in the greenhouse when the nights were still not to 50s, and I think everybody understood that I wanted to plant them out. I do not want to plant them out yet, so you guys say, no, don't plant them out yet, it's cold in New York. Sorry that I didn't express myself well or say that well. Actually, what I meant to say was after I repot them, if they can live in the greenhouse that's not heated until it is time to plant them, because during the day, yes, the temperature in the greenhouse is much higher, but at night I think it's probably the same as the outside temperature.
Guys, look, it's Mario! Henry! Go, stop!
So for now I'm just going to keep them inside the grow room while I have space. Moving on to the Roma tomatoes now. There are 6 of them here, so I'm going to put the full tray of Romas. So actually these are a bit too big for me to do this. I prefer to separate them when they're about this big. I find it easier. This last year I did it like this. They just didn't look so whoopy and sad how these guys are looking now, which I guess is alright. They will pick back up. I've learned that tomatoes are kind of resilient. I am going to need to buy some more pots to do this. I have a lot more tomatoes, and the previous tenant in this apartment here, my other neighbor, left a bunch of those little solo cups, and I've seen a lot of people doing tomatoes on them. I already started the cherry tomatoes on some of the ones that I had here, some yellow ones, and I might use the other red ones to finish this up if I don't want to get anything new. I'm actually quite excited about this one, because this image face one, because I want to do a lot of canning this year. I'm very eager to have some of my own diced tomatoes and tomato sauce this year. Last year I had enough tomatoes to eat fresh. I think I canned a couple tomato sauces, but then we ate right away. We like eating fresh tomatoes or tomato based things, so that didn't last long. And I didn't plant many red tomatoes last year either, so this year I hope to do well. I hope to find space to most of them in the garden. Actually, let me go ahead and put some water in the bottom of this tray. So next is gonna be the Midnight Roma. It's also a paste tomato. It was developed by Row 7 Seeds, and it has purple shoulders. So I am super excited about them. See how they're doing. It is supposed to taste really great. Those ones I unfortunately damaged the roots. Hopefully they'll be alright. This guy's looking pretty big. I think these were one of the first ones to germinate. The Midnight Romas and the Sun Golds. Oh my gosh, I'm making a mess here. There's dirt all over the place. I feel like giving them a little bit of water is going to clean them a bit. Got dirt all over the place here. Even though they might not be looking the greatest right now, I'll try to give an update on them tomorrow. And see how this leaf is purple? Apparently that's a sign that they're deficient in phosphorus, I think, or potassium, I'm not sure. But it's good for them to get new soil. This Johnny's mix over here has some fish meal and some compost, so there's definitely nutrients in here. So let's see if they will pick back up and look a little nicer in the next few days. It is actually starting to drizzle here, so I'm going to turn the camera off and keep going. So I'm going to finish this video here. I will try to give an update soon. And if you're new and you're curious to see what kind of tomatoes I am repotting here, I have a video that I'm going to put here where you can see me sowing all of these tomatoes, so you see all the varieties that I'm growing this year. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you next time.